We're back on the SportsMax zone, turning our attention now to cricket. Well, in just about 51 minutes from now, the third test between hosts Australia and India will bowl off at the Sydney Cricket Ground. That's the SCG. Action will be live on SportsMax starting at 7:30 Eastern Caribbean time, 6:30 in Jamaica. Australia won the first test in Adelaide by 8 wickets, but India took the second by 8 wickets as well. That match played in Melbourne. The last time the teams met in a test at the SCG, India enforced the follow-on, marking an end to Australia's run of 172 consecutive home tests without being asked to follow on. That match ended in a draw, with India winning the series 2-1, the first Asian team to humble the Aussies on home soil. Now, this is what the Aussie captain Tim Paine has been saying ahead of the game. It's been unusually tame, the start of this series, and I think it's because both teams are just happy to be back playing test cricket. There has been such a big break and there's a lot of respect between the two teams, no doubt about that. He continued, there's some stuff starting to happen, a bit of chat starting to happen, so I think this test is going to be fascinating, not just from a cricket point of view. Now, joining us to preview the match is our regular contributor to the lovely game of cricket, the gentleman's game they called it, past tense. I don't think many people call it that anymore. Wayne Lewis. Wayne, welcome to the SportsMax zone. I know this Australia-India series has gripped you from day one, and what a turn of events it has been. Australia winning easily in the first, India winning easily in the second. This one is very important though, Wayne. How do you think it will go?
First, let me say a very good afternoon to you lads, good afternoon to your panels, and of course, your panel, and good afternoon to all your viewers.
Wayne, sorry. Do you realize you're saying good afternoon to yourself? You're the only man on the panel.
I am, okay, forgive me, I am way up in a place in St. Mary in a little parish, so way up, so I'm not actually...
You're in St. Mary in a little parish? Okay, all right.
And a little place, a little village, sorry.
I'm sorry, my friend, I'm just troubling you. Go ahead, Wayne. Go ahead, Wayne.
Yes. So let me say good afternoon to all our viewers. Of course, the anticipation is just amazing, Lance and George, because I'm telling you, after what happened in the first test when India led on first innings and there was a fluke almost, what happened in the second innings when they were bowled out for 36 and they were embarrassed, humiliated, and they lost their captain. Kohli had to go back to, support his wife with their first child. And of course, Rahane stepped in, made a century, won emphatically in that second test match and almost embarrassed the Australians. You could see they showed up the Australians batting, lack of potency in their batting, and of course India won emphatically. This test match now, they have brought back David Warner. They couldn't wait for him to get back, but no one knows exactly what type of form he'll be in because he missed the first two test matches with injury. He's back. Now the situation that faces the Australians is that they don't know what pitch to prepare, because if they prepare bounce fast track, the Indians have potency in that area. They have Bumrah, and they have others in the team who can hurt and have hurt the Australian batting. And of course, if they prepare a spinning track with Nathan Lyon, they have Ashwin in their seed, and they have Jadeja. And if they set a flat pitch, India has a good amount of batting in their team with some credibility as well. So they are in a situation they don't know what to do, because this Indian team is playing a lot of conviction, a lot of passion, a lot of commitment, and they know and they believe that they can win this series, and they are motivated, particularly because Kohli is not there.
Yeah, well, the Caribbean remembers Sydney probably best for Brian Lara's 277, which was, by the way, his first test 100, and he turned it into a big double 100, almost 300s. But India haven't been good there, Wayne. They've won just one of 12 test matches at the SCG, so that would be a problem for them. Any comment on that? And a quick comment on Rahane stepping up to the plate as the Indian leader and showing that India can survive without Virat Kohli. Even more than survive, they can flourish.
Absolutely, because I tell you, I don't know that the Indians will be thinking about what's past is past. They say a past is a guide to your future. I'm not certain that this will affect the Indians in any way. They are playing such good cricket. I mean, since the advent of the IPL with so many world-class cricketers they have been preparing and turning out over the years, they have the conviction now that they can go up against anyone, and they have shown that they are not afraid of the Australians. So therefore, what is the past is the past. I know they're charting a new course, and on that basis, I think they're full of confidence going into this test match. They know they can beat this Australian team, and no more of the Australians are struggling with their batting. Not a lot of conviction or confidence in their batting. The epicenter, as I said, of the batting, Smith is not batting well. He's averaged only 3. He has only scored 9 runs in 3 innings in this series, so therefore he's short of runs. Warner just coming back. No one is certain exactly what he's going to do. Green trying to get himself established. Wade and all those guys in the team, they are just struggling and struggling badly. The captain himself, Tim Payne, scored an invaluable 73 in that first test to win them that game. He didn't score a lot in the second test, and he's looking to make his own mark, because somewhat he's under some amount of pressure considering the fact that the Australians are not doing well in the series. As you talk about Rahane, he's a black belt karate expert, and therefore he's not intimidated in any way. He's not fearful of the Australians. Yes, he had some luck in that second test match, but he went on to score 100, and they could only dislodge him by the way of a run out. So therefore, he's full of confidence. The guys obviously are playing for him. He's not a guy with a lot of ego about him. He's very calm and collected the way he goes about his business, and therefore he now knows that he's the man in charge for the next 2 test matches, 3 in total, and he's looking to make his mark, lead from in front, and no doubt that he has shown his true mettle, that he's not intimidated in any way by the Australians, and he can't wait for the start of this 3rd test match.
Wayne, 30 seconds, we're out of time, but I had to ask you this one. Quickly, Jasprit Bumrah, it took him 2 years to make his test debut after playing an international for India, limited overs debut in 2016, a test match 2 years later in 2018. He's played 16 tests, 76 wickets. Many people before, recently, would have said that Bumrah is only a limited overs white ball expert. How well has the man been bowling in test cricket, and especially in this series so far against Australia?
Thanks for asking, George. I mean, incredible. I mean, he is led now. He's almost the point man. He has taken up from Shami at top of the order. Ishan Sharma is injured and is out. So therefore, he has been the leading fast bowler for them. He came to the West Indies, totally embarrassed our batters. It shows that we just weren't able to cope with his guile, and therefore he is full of confidence, a most unique action that he has, and he was a joke when he started the IPL. And of course, he's another player that came into the Indian setup out of the IPL, because I remembered him playing in the IPL with his funny action. Everybody saying, who is this guy? But now he has made a name for himself. He is full of confidence. He's a clinical bowler. His action is so funny, George, but you know he's clocking 145, 146 kilometers an hour with a decent and a stiff bouncer. Does get the ball to move away and come back into the right-handers as well. He's a handful for them. He hasn't taken a 5-wicket haul so far, but definitely he is one of the trump cards, really, for the Indian, and of course, a lot will be depending upon him if India should win this 3rd test match, because he is just full of confidence at the moment.
Wayne Lewis, always a pleasure having you on the SportsMax Zone. So 6:30 this evening, 7:30 Eastern Caribbean time, day 1 of the 3rd test between Australia and India. Of course, New Zealand wrapping up their series against Pakistan and becoming the new world number 1 ahead of the Australians. And you know how much the Aussies love New Zealand. They'd want to set those records straight as they take on number 3 in the world, India. That action starts, as I said, in just about 44 minutes from now. Back with more on the Zone after this.